172 days later, we have National Football League preseason football. The Hall of Fame game in Canton, Ohio kicks off in 10 minutes. The Chargers, the Lions, the third-teamers and fourth-teamers battling it out for roster spots. But nevertheless, we have NFL football tonight of some sort for the first time in 172 days. And with that, a very good evening, Jacksonville. It is the Hacker After Dark program, 1010XL and 92.5 FM with Dylan Denmark. The Hacker Ryan Green with you. Glad you are with us. Again, the Hall of Fame game kicks off momentarily in Canton, Ohio. Starters not expected to play for either the Chargers or the Lions. We will probably see some names, though. Trey Lance will probably be out there for the Chargers, right? Hendon Hooker for Detroit, among others. So we'll keep you updated as events warrant there in Canton, Ohio. The Jaguars are in the stadium tomorrow night. A scrimmage, mock game, whatever you want to call it. They're going to have that tomorrow at Everbank Stadium. I'm going to have a full day at Everbank Stadium tomorrow. I got the scrimmage tomorrow night. I got high school media day tomorrow morning. Very much looking forward to that as well as the high schoolers get underway. They've already been practicing for over a week. Their season begins on August the 22nd. At that point, it will be, that night anyway, will be 19 years of the Friday Night Lights postgame. We started that thing back in 2007. This will be our 19th season under the Friday Night Lights, and that really kicks off tomorrow with High School Media Day down at Everbank Stadium. So it is a busy time of year, and we are certainly glad that you are spending part of your Thursday evening with us. Guest lineup tonight looks like this. Coming up in about 10 minutes, my Jaguar training camp one-on-one this morning was with rookie running back Bashel Tutin, the fourth-round draft pick out of Virginia Tech. It was nice to do an interview where I could actually look a guy in the eye, right? I'm not the tallest guy, but neither is Bashel Tutin. I could really look at him man-to-man. I'm a fan of Bashel Tutin. Fastest running back in the draft, ran a 4.32 at the combine. I'm a fan of both he and the other rookie running back, LaQuint Allen. We're going to see a lot of those guys in the preseason, you would imagine. So you will hear from Bashel Tutin. That conversation comes up in about 10 or 15 minutes. Also, my buddy Ryan O'Halloran was with the Florida Times-Union, left to go to Denver, from Denver to Buffalo, and now Ryan, in about a week and a half or so, will return to Northeast Florida. Ryan O'Halloran is back with the Florida Times-Union. Ryan will join me tonight to talk about coming back to Jacksonville. We'll get his thoughts on the Jaguars, the AFC South, and more. So my buddy Ryan O'Halloran, currently of the Buffalo News for about the next week, and then back here with the Florida Times-Union in Jacksonville. I will talk to Ryan coming up in about 30 or 35 minutes. So we are absolutely loaded. We are with you till 10 o'clock. As always, Jacksonville, we are happy you are deciding to spend part of your Thursday evening with us. Every night here on Hacker After Dark, we do kick it off with a big deal of the night and Dylan Denmark. Let's do that right now.
Time now for the big deal of the night.
What's the big deal?
What is the big deal?
No big deal. It is a big deal.
On Hacker After Dark.
I just wanted to mention this really quick. You know, social media is an absolutely amazing thing. So today, the Jaguar defensive backs were working out right next to me. I mean, I'm standing right there. I'm 5 feet away from these guys as they're doing an individual tackling drill. And I see Travis Hunter. So I whip the phone out, put on the video, and I take video of Travis Hunter tackling a tackling dummy in a defensive tackling drill. And I label it on Twitter, Travis Hunter defensive tackling drill. Don't think anything else of it. Went to Twitter an hour ago. That thing has been viewed over 165,000 times. It's nuts, man. The Travis Hunter effect is real. It is wild, and it is going to be really interesting to see what happens with that guy here in Jacksonville. Absolutely no question about it. And as I was telling Rick in the 2-minute drill there, it's interesting. Travis Hunter was drafted here in late April, obviously. So in our world, on 1010XL, May, June, July, all we've talked about. I bet I haven't gone a night, as Denmark can probably attest. I bet I haven't gone a night without at least mentioning the name Travis Hunter one time. That's our world, man. That's our wheelhouse. The Jacksonville Jaguars, we, of course, are the home of the Jaguars here on 1010XL. But I find it funny that Pete Prisco comes in from CBS Sports. Our buddy Pete does an interview with Travis Hunter on Tuesday. And now all of a sudden, the rest of the national media realizes, oh, yeah, Travis Hunter's in Jacksonville. Oh, yeah, can he play both ways? Because that's been a talking point on NFL Network and, you name whatever podcast and Pro Football Talk and ESPN. And I know they were talking about it on McAfee today, and it was on Get Up yesterday. Well, welcome to the party, guys. We've been talking about this for the last 3 months. But some people care about this sort of thing, some don't. Jaguars and the national media have never been a real topic of conversation. Well, they are now, and it has nothing to do with Trevor Lawrence or Brian Thomas Jr. or Hines Allen or Walker, even though I believe it should. I believe those guys would get a lot more recognition had they been drafted outside of Jacksonville for whatever reason. Frustrates me, but it's just the reality we live in. But Travis Hunter has put the Jaguars on the national map. There's absolutely no doubt about that. You couldn't do a sports talk show in the last 48 hours, locally, regionally, or nationally, and not have a segment or two dedicated to Travis Hunter. He's been everywhere. And again, that's going to be a big topic next week. We don't know what Liam Cohen's plan is about playing time in the preseason. We'll hopefully get some clarity on that next Tuesday, Wednesday, as they prepare for Pittsburgh a week from Saturday. But will we see Travis Hunter? Will we see the starters in 9 days on August the 9th against the Pittsburgh Steelers? I would love to see some of them. I don't think I need to see all of them. The injury concern would be there, and I don't want that. But, man, wouldn't you love to see Travis Hunter in 9 days in that preseason opener to see what he can do? We'll see. We'll see what happens. But, again, craziness to think that we are 9 days away from the Jaguar preseason opener. A couple of bad pieces of news for the Jaguars quickly. Cole Van Lanen, offensive lineman, was probably a bubble guy to make the team. I thought he probably was going to make the team. He still might. But he's going to be out for, I believe, the rest of training camp with a shoulder. Jaguars announced that today. The more concerning one is Caleb Ransaw. Look, I talked to Ransaw on Sunday. He was my Jaguar training camp one-on-one. Unfortunately, in the neck, I guess happened Tuesday or yesterday, a lower body injury is how it's being described. And he's listed as week to week, not day to day. And you hate to see that because Ransaw was in the conversation at the safety position, was in the conversation to maybe be the starter opposite Eric Murray. Obviously, this will put a big hamper on that as, again, Caleb Ransaw listed week to week with what is being described as a lower body injury. Cole Van Lanen will miss the remainder of camp with a shoulder. We know about Monteric Brown, the cornerback. He's going to miss the remainder of camp. Mason Smith is still on the PUP list. So the injuries are starting to accumulate a little bit. The one piece of good news for the Jaguars is Dennis Gardeck, the free agent from Arizona. I believe the Cardinal fans called him Dennis the Barbarian Gardeck. I get the vibe he was kind of their Andrew Wingard out there. When he left, the Cardinals put a post out thanking him for everything that he had done. He was an undrafted guy, I believe, that made the team and played out there for many years. Very similar to Wingard here in Jacksonville. So that's probably a good comparison. What Cardinal fans thought of Gardeck is probably what we think of Wingard. Gardeck is here now. He tore an ACL in October. The Jaguars signed him this offseason. He's been on PUP until today. Was activated today, which is terrific news because he's a guy that has had success in getting to the opposing quarterback throughout his career, and I think there's probably a spot for him on this roster. We'll see how it plays out, but he'll be one to watch now as he has been medically cleared and he's ready to go off of the PUP list. Again, Ryan O'Halloran, formerly of the Times-Union and about to be once again with the Florida Times-Union. Ryan joins me in less than 25 minutes. Coming up next, my Jaguar training camp one-on-one, Bashal Tutin, the fourth-round draft pick out of Virginia Tech, the fastest running back in this year's draft class. My man ran a 4.32 at the scouting combine. I'm going to ask him about the running back room. I'm going to ask him about his relationship so far with ETN and Bigsby. What does he think of Liam Cohen? What does he think of everything that's gone on in his life the last 3 months? Jaguar fans, I think you'll enjoy the conversation. Bashal Tutin coming up next right here on Hacker After Dark.
Rick Ballou takes you into the night.
He's the actor in the family. And then we got the big guy.
Ryan the Hacker Green.
Yes, and what I most admire is the way you've captured the voice of the common people.
Right after Rick Ballou. Evenings on 1010XL.
Hey folks, Rick Ballou here for John's Auto. They've been a staple in Jacksonville going all the way back to 1985. At John's Auto, they service all makes, all models, cars, trucks, diesel, you name it, they do it. Whether it's routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul. Call John's Auto on Arlington Road. That's 904-743-3857 or go to johnsautomotivejacks.com.
The 2025 NFL season is just around the corner, and we can't wait for you to be back at the bank. Your Jacksonville Jaguars are starting off the preseason going head-to-head with the Pittsburgh Steelers Saturday, August 9th. Be at the bank as the Jags take the field for the first time this season and grab your tickets for a 7 p.m. kickoff by going to jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. We'll see you soon, Jags fans.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with AutoPay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
When storms start to crop up in the Atlantic or Gulf this time of year, having a solid plan to handle anything that sweeps through the First Coast is very important. That's where American Electrical comes in. Ensure your home's safety and comfort with an American Electrical home generator. As the area's leading home generator dealer and installer, American Electrical can offer you easy installation, simple maintenance, and peace of mind. Schedule an assessment by simply calling the team at American Electrical. They'll walk you through the best generator for your home or business. Log on, american-electrical.com.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On July 31st, 2012, Michael Phelps became the greatest medal winner in Olympic history as part of the winning American 4x200 meter freestyle relay team in London.
Hey, Hickett here. Think you got the ugliest garage floor on the First Coast? Your garage a crack-stained hot mess? Hold on to your squeegee. Checkmate Coatings is hunting for the worst garage floor out there. And the winner gets a free garage coating makeover. Whoa! Take 10 seconds, snap a pic of that garage eyesore, register at checkmatecoatings.com/contest for a chance to win a free floor coating. It's easy. Just snap a quick pic and enter for a chance to win at checkmatecoatings.com/contest. Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Yo, E.T. here, and I need you to beat the heat this summer with cool escapes and non-stop fun in Clay County. Tackle indoor adventures head on. Throw axes at Live by Axe or smash your stress away at Just Smash That. Then kick back with drinks, good food, and fandom vibes at Nakama Anime Bar or Leaderboard Arcade and Bar. Whether you're blowing off steam or just looking to chill, Clay County got your perfect indoor getaway. Find your cool at exploreclay.com. That's exploreclay.com.
Denny Thompson here. Look, don't get left in the dark. We're all trying to reason with hurricane season, so at least be prepared. For top-of-the-line generators in Jacksonville, I turn to Tyson. Licensed pros at Tyson deliver reliable, whole-home standby generators and provide fast repair service. They even do custom installations for local businesses, so don't wait. Ensure seamless installation and peace of mind. Call Tyson now, 904-762-1000 for a free estimate on generator services. TysonInc.com.
Got a cracked windshield? Not only is it dangerous, but did you know it's also illegal? Call Baker Glass. Mack and his crew use the best auto glass in the market, and they accept most insurance. Plus, all new windshields come with a full warranty. From cars, to trucks, to RVs, you can count on Baker Glass to be fast and friendly. Just check out their Google reviews. Come see us at the shop on Casta Avenue, or we can come to you at your home or business.
I'm back with Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
Summertime is busy with graduation parties, summer barbecues, festivities, family gatherings. The month of July, National Carpet Cleaning Month. So Zero Res is offering $45 per room of carpet clean and 20% off air duct cleaning services as well. Schedule your appointment at ZeroResJacksonville.com or call them 287-5727 and ask for the 1010XL special. Zero Res, spelled backwards or forwards, is spelled the same. Zero Res.
Zero Res.
Okay, for this Cannons of Jacksonville commercial, we need an idea to really come out with a bang.
Like having a guy shot out of a cannon.
Nah, too messy. In fact, Cannons is known for all your towing needs.
So like my car won't start.
No. Towing products. Cannons does custom welding fabrication and installation of trailer hitches, goosenecks, tow bars, truck racks.
So you might say Cannons is my best shot at finding that inventory in stock?
Boom. You said it.
Visit cannonsofjacks.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Hacker After Dark on 1010XL.
Yes, it is. Glad you're with us. 1010XL and 92.5 FM, the Hall of Fame game. Canton, Ohio, we have points on the board already. Chargers playing some of their guys, right? Trey Lance, who they acquired this offseason. Justin Herbert obviously not playing, but Trey Lance is. Chargers got the ball after the Lions fumbled the opening kickoff, went about 20 or so yards. Amarian Hampton, the rookie from North Carolina, also in the backfield as well for the LA Chargers. The rookie second rounder getting some run, 2 carries for 9 yards. But Trey Lance finds tight end Will Dissly in the back of the end zone. 7-0 Chargers in the Hall of Fame game. So if you had Lance to Dissly as the first touchdown in the NFL preseason, winner, winner, chicken dinner for you tonight. Who will score the first touchdown for the Jaguars in the preseason? Well, we'll find out hopefully in 9 days when they play the Pittsburgh Steelers. It may very well be the guy I talked to this morning. My Jaguar training camp one-on-one was with Jaguar rookie running back Bashal Tutin. You know, that's some good news as well. We've talked about the injury problems. Cole Van Lanen out for training camp with a shoulder. Caleb Ransaw week to week with what's being described as a lower body injury. It wasn't but a couple of days ago that Bashal Tutin was held out of practice with a hamstring. And you think, rookie running back, hamstring, what is that going to mean? Well, he was back out there today, getting after it at practice. And after practice, I had the opportunity to catch up with Bashal Tutin this morning out at the Miller Electric Center. All right, Jaguars wrapping up practice at the Miller Electric Center. We got Jaguar running back Bashal Tutin with us here on 1010XL. Bashal, how'd it go out there today?
Went pretty good. You know, we were flying around. Some things we need to correct, but overall it was a good practice.
Scrimmage tomorrow night, and how excited are you to get in front of the fans tomorrow night here at the stadium?
I'm excited. You know, being here so far, I've never been inside the stadium, so seeing that, and then, you know, with the fans out there, I'm just excited to go out there and, you know, get some great work with the team.
It's not every draft class that 2 running backs come in together. You and LaQuint Allen both came in the same draft class. What's that dynamic been like between you guys, kind of learning off each other, helping each other through the rookie pains, if you will?
It's going pretty good. I think when we came here, we're both from New Jersey, so we clicked kind of good coming in. You we just, keep the ball rolling, trying to help each other out. We're both rookies, so we're both learning at the same time. So, tips and tricks that we have for each other, we try to share.
I'll talk to your head coach, Brent Pry, Virginia Tech, when you were drafted, raves about you. Can't say enough positive things about you. You obviously left an impact there in Blacksburg. Just talk about your time there and what your time in Blacksburg meant to you.
Time in Blacksburg was amazing. The fans, the support there is insane. The best I've been around. Coaching staff there, they're like family. They treat you like family. It's a great environment there. Great staff, great players, great locker room. And it's just, it's just amazing being there, coming from there.
Let's fast forward. You're drafted right into rookie minicamp, right into OTAs, veteran minicamp, and now a week into training camp. What's it like? I mean, the last 3 months have had to have been a whirlwind for you.
Yeah, it's pretty jam-packed. You said, right from one to right into the other. But it's just, it's the process, the journey we knew was coming up, going throughout the whole draft process and, coming into this year. My agent liked to say, this next year is going to be down-packed and hard for you, but you got to keep pushing through. So I come in day by day and, just work day in and day out to, improve my game.
A couple more for Jaguar running back Bayshell Tootin. You got two veterans in that room with Travis Etienne and Tank Bigsby. What have they taught you so far since you arrived here?
A good amount. Just mostly the playbook, their tips and tricks, and how they play the game. Like you said, they're vets. They've been in NFL games before. I never have. So they just give me tips and tricks that they learn throughout their process and try to pass it down to me.
First year for you, first year for Liam Cohen. There's a lot of firsts here in Jacksonville. What has been your thoughts on the new staff, the head coach? How has that process gone for you?
Great staff. Like you said, Coach Cohen, he's an amazing guy. He protects us, and he makes us work, and we understand that. Great leader, and I think the team is behind him on that.
As we begin to wrap up, you're fast, right? 4.32 at the Combine, the fastest running back. What did that mean to you to kind of get that moniker heading into the draft process?
That's kind of the goal. I put my head down and worked ever since season ended. That was something that I was definitely chasing going into Combine, being a, fastest running back. So that was the goal that I wanted to hit. And, we went out there and we popped off, ran great. And it sticks with me. I'm a fast back, so a lot of people know that now.
One of the things the fans see, they see you, they see ETN, Diami, BTJ, Travis Hunter. There is speed all over this offense. Do you guys sense that when you're out there working?
Yeah, we definitely sense explosive offense. Like you said, we're all guys that can run. We have an offense that can run. So we're just, waiting to go out there, putting all the pieces together now to, go out there and be explosive on Sundays.
Final question. What does Bayshell Tootin do when you're not in a football jersey? What have you thought of Jacksonville? What's kind of your hobbies off the field since you arrived?
I haven't really got out much. I've been driving around a little bit, but Jacksonville is nice. I like it. It's calm. You hear Florida and you think, Miami and stuff like that. Definitely different. Definitely different. But I'm loving it.
Well, we appreciate you being here. Thank you for your time. Best of luck in the scrimmage.
Thank you.
There you go, Bayshell Tootin. Again, thank you to the Jaguar PR staff for always helping us out with those one-on-one interviews post every training camp practice. And look, I think the running back room, I talked about this a lot in the last couple of nights. I think Tank Bigsby right now, if you had to ask me who's going to get the first carry against Carolina on September 7th, I would put a lot of matchsticks in that it'll be Tank Bigsby. Does that mean he's going to be the bell cow of this offense? Well, of course not. I think ETN's going to have a huge role. And yes, I do believe ETN will be here. But what's interesting is I also think the Jaguars really like Tootin, and I think they really like LaQuint Allen. And not that they're going to keep 5 running backs, but 38, Jackson, the rookie from Arkansas, keep your eye on him as well in the scrimmage tomorrow night in the preseason. That guy's a thumper. That guy's going to put somebody on their can one of these practices or in these games. He's going to run somebody over. It appears to be a decent running back room. Now, interesting that ETN's probably going into his final year here in Jacksonville. Bigsby's going into what could be a big contract for him next offseason. And you got the 2 rookies in Tootin, LaQuint Allen, and then honorable mention to Jackson, the undrafted kid out of Arkansas. But that'll be fun to watch over the next couple of weeks at least, particularly with the young backs, Tootin, Allen, and Jackson, to see what they can do. How much do we really need to see of ETN and Bigsby? I don't know. That's what's going to be curious to me next week, right? Because we don't have anything to go on. With Doug Peterson, Doug Marrone, certainly Gus Bradley, Del Rio, a year or two in, you kind of got a vibe on what they thought of the preseason. You kind of got a vibe on, all right, this is their track record. This is how much the starters are going to play. This is who's not going to play. Well, this year we have no idea with Liam Cohen. We don't have a clue. We don't even know if Trevor's going to play. We haven't been told anything. We'll get some more information next week, but we know Tootin's going to play. And we know Quinn Allen's going to play, assuming they're healthy. And we know Jackson's going to play. And those are three guys that I am very, very interested into seeing how they perform and how they do in the preseason. There's a ton of guys like that. Like, I'm going to talk to Joshua Cephas on Sunday. That's my Jaguar training camp one-on-one on Sunday. That's another guy. I cannot wait for him in the preseason. Do I need to necessarily see a lot of Brian Thomas Jr.? I'd like to. Do I need to? No. De'Ami Brown? No. I'd like to see Travis Hunter. Do I need to see Travis Hunter? Not necessarily. But I probably need to see something out of Joshua Cephas. Maybe a little something out of Parker Washington. Just to ensure that those guys are going to be wide receiver 4 and wide receiver 5 on this team. But back to what I told Baloo in the 2-minute drill. You know, you look at Trevor Lawrence and his top 3 offensive weapons at wide receiver. You got De'Ami Brown, Brian Thomas Jr., and Travis Hunter. Trevor Lawrence combined has 8 football games of experience with those 3. Combined. And all 8 are with Brian Thomas. Those were all last year, obviously. He's never played a game with De'Ami Brown. He's never played a game with Travis Hunter. Do we feel comfortable about that? We as Jaguar fans, Jaguar media, do we feel comfortable about that, not playing those guys very much in the preseason and throwing them out there Sunday, September 7th in the opener against Carolina? Or do we need to see Lawrence build a little chemistry, a little timing, a little rapport, if you will, particularly with De'Ami Brown and Travis Hunter, at least in preseason game number 1 and preseason game number 2? Again, we'll start getting some more clarity on what Liam Cohen's plan is moving forward at some point next week, as we are now 9 days away from the Jaguar preseason opener there on Saturday, August the 9th against the Pittsburgh Steelers. That was Bashal Tootin. You will hear my conversation from Tuesday, from 2 days ago, with Jaguar tight end Britton Strange. That comes up in about 25 minutes or so. But coming up next, who says you can't go back? It's awesome to go back. And that is exactly what our next guest is doing. Ryan O'Halloran was one of my favorites when he was here with the Times-Union for quite a few years, right? He left in the middle of 2018. He went to Denver. Then he went to Buffalo. Well, he's coming back. Ryan O'Halloran has taken a job again with the Florida Times-Union. He will be here in Jacksonville covering the Jaguars and many other sports here in Northeast Florida starting in the middle point of August. But for our situation right now, we're going to talk Jags. We're going to talk Travis Hunter. We're going to talk the Jaguar offseason. We're going to do a deep dive with my buddy Ryan O'Halloran, currently of the Buffalo News, for about another week, and then back here with the Florida Times-Union. He comes up next on a Thursday night here in Northeast Florida. Happy NFL preseason to you. The Hall of Fame game underway. Trey Lance, a touchdown pass already to Will Dissly. Chargers on the board. They lead 7-0. We'll keep you updated. More to do with you till 10 o'clock. Ryan O'Halloran next, right here on Hacker After Dark.
Helmets and Heels calls on Jags former middle linebacker Tom McManus to elevate your afternoon.
He's the best. Guys got it all.
Join the new Helmets and Heels afternoons from 2 to 4 on 1010XL.
We're professionals. We have a job to do, a season to plan.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentists and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental. With light sedation for cleaning, then deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, 2 locations in Jacksonville.
Summer means fun in all forms. Longer days and more chances to soak up the sun and the fun. Budweiser and Bud Light reminding you to drink wiser. Hydrate between beers and don't sweat it. It's the best way to get home safely.
Make a statement this summer with luxury. Experience the art of progress at Jenkins Genesis of Northeast Jacksonville. Choose the sleek and powerful G70 or the versatile and refined GV80 SUV that's designed to elevate your journey. Enjoy exclusive summer offers and flexible financing. Showroom on Atlantic Boulevard or learn more at genesisofnortheastjacksonville.com for all life's journeys. Jenkins Genesis of Northeast Jacksonville is here. Welcome to the family. Offers subject to change. See dealer for details.
Lauren Brooks here from Helmets and Heels. Circa Resort and Casino has 2 epic pro football contests, Circa Million and Circa Survivor. Circa Million, pick 5 games weekly against the spread for $1 million grand prize. Circa Survivor, 1 pick a week, no spread. Last one standing wins $15 million. Enter at any Circa in Nevada, play anywhere. Sign up for either and get 50% off a 2-night stay. Helmets and Heels will be live from Circa in Vegas on August 22nd. Full contest details at circasports.com and the 1010XL homepage.
Start your Saturday with a whiff of the great outdoors.
Captain Kevin Favor here with Captain Kirk and Jeff Loggeman, and we bring you the fresh air of the great outdoors.
On the Nimnit Outdoors Show, presented by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning on 1010XL.
Jeff Prosser here for Lloyd's Heating and Air. Need a leader for commercial, retail, multifamily, or hospitality projects, or top-tier residential service? No gimmicks, no mascots, just real expertise and hard work. As your trusted statewide mechanical partner and local family-owned team, Lloyd's is the name Northeast Florida counts on. Visit LloydsHeatingandAir.com. Lloyd's Heating and Air, keeping you comfortable in every season.
Playoff-bound Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp are in full swing at the newly renovated VyStar Ballpark. Your home for affordable family fun. Tickets start at just $5. Fireworks after every Friday home game, and kids round the bases after Sunday games. Log on to jackshrimp.com for tickets and details. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, affordable family fun.
Hi, folks. Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Ever wonder what to do with leftover paint that you don't want? Here's a few options. Paint can be placed in the regular trash if it's dry. Simply stir in kitty litter to a thick consistency. Then wait a few days with the lid off till it dries. Also, if the paint is good, there's many charities or churches that would love to have it. If you'd like more tips or have a project, we'd love to help. Go to performance-painting.com. Performance Painting. Repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting. Guys, your lawn's the home field. Now you can champion your St. Augustine grass. TopDressing.com just hit Jacksonville with a game-changing patented process. Aerate and transform your turf into a fairway-worthy masterpiece. Less water, shorter cuts, and the envy of every neighbor. No one else delivers a perfect 10 lawn like this. Visit TopDressing.com and dominate your block with the same process that golf courses use. Top dress your lawn like the pros with TopDressing.com.
Are you ready to reclaim your backyard? Serving Northeast Florida since 1977, Surfside Pools is the trusted name for expert pool design. Family owned and operated, they offer pool service, equipment repairs, commercial maintenance, remodels, and new pool construction. Let Surfside Pools transform your backyard into the oasis that you crave. Are you ready to float happy? Visit surfsidepools.net or call 246-2666. Surfside Pools and Spas, where luxury meets leisure.
License number CPC 044080. What was George Washington's salary when he was president?
Filing an insurance claim following a storm shouldn't be an ordeal. Southern Oak Insurance's claim team prepares for catastrophic situations well in advance. Log on to southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
George Washington's annual salary as president was $25,000, about $4.5 million in today's dollars.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Tomorrow only, get cash for your precious metals, gold, silver, watches, and jewelry. Everything gets a look. Stop by the Roadshow USA buying event at the Spring Hill Suites on Bay Meadows Road. Mention 1010XL and get 20% extra.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, another great guest on the Checkmate Coatings phone line.
Hello.
Your floor's missing piece.
Back here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM in the city of Jacksonville, we are glad you are with us. Jaguar training camp in full swing. We have a scrimmage at the stadium tomorrow. The first preseason game is a week from Saturday, so there is a lot to discuss when it comes to the Jacksonville Jaguars. With that being said, you know, some people say, well, you can't go back. Well, but sometimes you can. And that is where my next guy is going right now. Ryan O'Halloran was formerly with the Florida Times-Union, a stop in Denver, a stop in Buffalo, and it was announced earlier this week that Ryan is returning to Jacksonville to once again be with the Florida Times-Union. I'm very excited about it. I'm sure he is as well, as Ryan joins us tonight here on Hacker After Dark. Ryan, how are you, my friend?
Hey, Hacker, good to join you. And I knew the news was leaking out on Monday when I got a text from you saying, are the rumors true? Well, they were.
Well, I had to congratulate you before it hit the presses. Man, look, I mean, you know, obviously, I think the Jaguar fan base respected your opinion. I know personally that when you left to go to Denver, there were some disappointed people. The fact that now here you are years later coming back to Jacksonville, it must be very exciting for you.
It is, and I appreciate those kind words. When I left after the 2018 draft, it was, hey, let's take a shot at being a beat writer again in a major market, which was the Denver Post, and really helped my career, really helped my development. And then went to Buffalo, saying, hey, let's get some column reps for maybe one final move as a full-time columnist somewhere. And so far that's worked out. When this job became available, a lot of good discussions with the Times-Union about how this job would look. And, we both liked each other's vision for it. And we got an agreement done, and looking forward to getting down there here in the next week to 10 days and appearing in the paper well ahead of the season opener.
Yeah, it happens quick. Ryan wraps up with the Buffalo News next week, and he will hopefully be down here in Jacksonville by mid-August. And, Ryan, I want to talk Jaguars with you, certainly, in the NFL. But before we get there, this won't just be a Jaguar deal, right? I mean, there will obviously be a big part of it, but you're going to cover other sports in our area as well.
Yeah, and if let's face it, if it was just Jaguars, I wouldn't be coming back because I've been there, done that, so to speak. But I think one of the attractive parts of this job is it really is a blank canvas to do what you want. And it's, a lot of good stories at Florida State, high school ranks, golf, so you name it, we're going to be trying to tell those stories. And that was the attractive part of the job is, I've done the 100% NFL thing for the better part of 20 years. Did branch out a lot in Denver with hockey, did branch out in Buffalo with some college columns, but this is a unique opportunity to really tell a lot of different stories.
Ryan O'Halloran wrapping up with the Buffalo News. He will be back with the Florida Times-Union here in Jacksonville in a couple of weeks, and he's with us here on 1010XL in Jacksonville. Ryan, you and I spoke on what was maybe one of the craziest days in Jaguar history. That was the whole Liam Cohen says no, Trent Baalke's out. Liam Cohen then says yes. I think you and I spoke 3 times in one day. I mean, it was wild. And that was the beginning of what was an absolutely crazy offseason. James Gladstone, very active in free agency. Of course, the Travis Hunter trade. How would you assess what the Jaguars did this offseason?
Well, I'm never going to get that Thursday back, Hacker.
It was wild, man.
I mean, I think three takes is accurate. We did 3 recordings because just a remarkable day of news. And I think one thing we said on our final take was they got to the right spot eventually. And that's the important part. And they did have to, Shad Khan and ownership had to hit a complete reset, change the way they're doing. Liam Cohen, got to hand it to him. He wielded some power, got Baalke out, got that job, and then they hired James Gladstone, who, let's be frank, never really was aware of until he became the Jaguars GM. He really did fly under the radar. So, I like the pairing of first time at the coach GM spot. Really like Tony Baselli's arrival, sort of to tie things together. And you look at their offseason, they signed a lot of guys, but then they made that big trade for Travis Hunter. And I remember that night being in the Bills media room and people were saying, well, what are they doing? You got to go for it sometimes. This is a unique player. And I didn't have a big problem with the trade because if that first round pick next year is a top 5, well, then nobody did their job this year for the Jaguars. If it's top 15, that means you got better. 20, 25, then you really got better. So I thought it was worth the shot.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like you said, top 5, top 10, Cleveland wins that trade next year. If it's, 12 to 18, it's probably a push. Anything north of 19 to 20, I think the Jaguars probably win the trade because, like you said, they would have been considerably better at that point. You've covered the league for a while now, Ryan. I mean, what does it say for James Gladstone and Liam Cohen, as you said, both in their first roles, both under the age of 40? Talk about putting your stamp on an organization, doing something like that on draft night. What a move for those two.
Yeah, and I think what allowed them to do that was there are good players on this roster. I think Brian Thomas is going to be a star if he's not already there. And I thought he would have made a heck of a lot of sense for the Bills to trade up for in 24. So you got Thomas. Now you add Hunter. The offensive line, you did some stuff in free agency. That's always going to be, a sort of they just have to find the right mix. And then, on defense with Walker, with Josh Hines-Allen, with Tyson Campbell, there are some pieces there which I think allowed the Jaguars to really take that swing for Hunter. It's not like they're an expansion team. That's basically what they were in 2013 when Dave Caldwell and Gus Bradley took over. They needed all those picks. So now the challenge for Liam Cohen and the entire coaching staff is, how do they use Travis Hunter to his greatest strengths without running him into a wall? And that's going to be not only one of the great subplots of Jacksonville this year, it's going to be one of the great subplots of the NFL.
Couple of more for Ryan O'Halloran. We'll restart his time with the Florida Times-Union coming up in a couple of weeks as Ryan will be back here with us in Northeast Florida. I want to get to Trevor Lawrence in a moment, but since you mentioned Travis Hunter, Ryan, when they drafted him and we went through rookie minicamp and OTAs, I was of the opinion that, all right, they're saying all the right things, that he's going to play a lot on offense and defense. Did I really believe that in May and June? Probably not. I just kind of was going with the flow. The more time we get out there, and look, I don't know if it's going to work, but I do think they're going to try. I do believe there will be significant roles, if not potentially, dare I say, starting roles for Travis Hunter at both wide receiver and defensive back. As I said, you've covered this league for years. Is it possible to do what Travis Hunter and the Jaguars are going to try to do?
I mean, 100% on offense and defense would be pretty difficult just from an attrition standpoint. But I do think he is going to have a role on both offense and defense. And really, to me, what's going to be the intrigue is it a game-to-game deal where they go into week such and such and have a matchup and they really need a lockdown corner? Does he play 100% on defense and then maybe red zone or third down on offense? And then next week, is it flipped? So it's a remarkable option you have because nobody's ever seen it. And so that's going to be awesome to watch, interesting to watch, both how he performs, but also how he is managed with his playtime.
Obviously, the Jaguars will go as far as Trevor Lawrence can take them. He has not been dealt a great hand, Ryan. I'm not making excuses for the guy. I'm just being real. This is his fourth head coach in 6 years. If you go back to his final year at Clemson, I mean, good grief, man. He's got his third straight center in 3 consecutive years. It has not been pretty down here, as you know. Yet he is going to be 26 in October. And with that contract, people don't want to hear about excuses. What is your thought on Trevor heading into the season?
Well, it's a big year, and they've obviously expressed confidence in him with that contract. And I go back to 2021, his rookie year. Broncos were at Jaguars week 2. The Broncos were better on defense, and they beat the Jaguars. But Trevor Lawrence made a couple of throws in that game where you say, okay, that's why they drafted him number 1. Let's fast forward to the Jaguars-Bills game in London 2 years ago. I mean, I thought he had a clean game. He also got hurt in that game with that knee, and that impacted the rest of the season. So if you're a quarterback and you have Brian Thomas and you have Travis Hunter and you have intriguing running backs, you have no excuses. You have to lead. You have to make plays on third down. You have to make plays in the red zone, and you have to stay available. Bad luck, bad coaching, bad situations, it doesn't matter anymore. They have a guy who's calling the plays, who's had success, and they're building around you. And it's Trevor's time to really take a leap forward.
Final moments with Ryan O'Halloran. He will be back with the Florida Times-Union in just 2 or so short weeks. All right, if there is a division, Ryan, and I'm trying not to be glass half full, sunshine and rainbows guy here, but just being realistic. If there is a division where a team with 4 wins last year could potentially make some noise, the AFC South would be a candidate. I mean, Tennessee looks like they're in a complete rebuild. Indianapolis has a nice roster, but their quarterback situation appears to be a mess. And Houston has decided, I guess, they're not going to block for C.J. Stroud.
Yeah.
I hate what they did on the offensive line. I mean, am I being an uber positive guy here, or do you see a path where the Jaguars could potentially compete for the division?
Well, you are being uber positive, but you're also being uber realistic. This division stinks. And you mentioned the reasons why is Tennessee is starting their rebuild a year late. For some reason, they decided to take a left tackle instead of a franchise quarterback. Indianapolis, I think, is going to be a mess. And, if you had to pick a team that's going to blow it up after the year, start with the Colts with new ownership. And then you're right about Houston. I mean, were they throwing darts blindfolded? And you have I think C.J. Stroud could be very, very good, if not, very, very elite. Well, they sort of hanging out to dry with the new coordinator as well. So I think the opportunity is there for the Jaguars to make great improvement. And here's the thing, Hacker, just get into December with hope and see who gets hot. And to me, you look at the schedule: Carolina at home, at Cincinnati, and then home to Houston. Minimum 2-1. Got to get 2 wins. Got to win at home. Got to make things tough for teams coming into Jacksonville to play. So I think a good start would really create some momentum in that locker room and that coaching staff, and say, hey, what they're doing is working, and see if you can make a giant leap, because there's 1 or 2 teams that does it every year. Look at Washington last year. Can the Jaguars be that team this year?
Ryan, as we begin to wrap up, as you're wrapping up your time up in Buffalo before you rejoin us down here with the Times-Union in Jacksonville, you look at the AFC. Kansas City obviously was in the Super Bowl last year. Philadelphia won the World Championship. Are they still the 2 favorites in their respective conferences, or do you see a Buffalo, maybe a Rams in the NFC? Who do you like coming into the year as we enter the month of August?
Yeah, I think Philadelphia is a bigger favorite in their conference than Kansas City is in the AFC. And I really like what the Chiefs did on the offensive line. They re-signed some of their guys on the defensive side, but they're already banged up at receiver, and that was their problem last year. So, Patrick Mahomes at this stage is a guy who can still make all the throws. They will still win the AFC West. But, if I look at the Bills, right now I don't see difference makers on defense. That said, I think they have the best quarterback in pro football in Josh Allen, the reigning MVP. I'll go to the wall on that every day of the week. He is he's an all-time great player on the way to that kind of career. So I picked the Bills to go 16-1 the night the schedule came out because that's funny. But because really the only team they've had problems with in the regular season is Cincinnati. The Bengals have run all over them with the passing game. So if I had to pick a Super Bowl right now, I'd go Philadelphia getting back there and against Buffalo.
All right, Ryan, leave us with this. Give Jaguar fans, give sports fans here in Jacksonville kind of a time frame. When do you get back in town, and when could people start seeing your work in the Times-Union?
Well, they can put a flag over the interstate when I arrive next weekend. Welcome me back. Basically, we'll be in town in the next week to 10 days, and then we'll see. We're not gonna, I'm not gonna rush into, getting columns in the paper right away. Let's see if we can do some, do a lot of reporting first, and by the 3rd week of August, I think we'll be rolling along, and maybe by then I'll have furniture. And that's always a plus.
Yeah, well, you've got experience moving, but hopefully you'll be in Jacksonville this time for a long period of time. Ryan O'Halloran back in Jacksonville, back with the Florida Times-Union in just 2 short weeks. Ryan, welcome back to Duval County. Can't wait to see you, my friend.
All right, Hacker. Take care, buddy.
Every day is a perfect day for football on Jacksonville's football station. Just lock your radio on 1010XL to get your year-round football fix. 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
Blue here for the Blue Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Jewington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab Crab House.
Time now for a medical recap. A health and wellness tip from Jaguars head team physician, Dr. Kevin Kaplan.
Every joint in the body was designed for movement. Inactivity can cause stiffness, weakness, weight gain, and decrease in overall balance. So you should strive for at least 30 minutes a day of exercises that promote flexibility like yoga, strengthening with weights, and cardiovascular fitness like walking, swimming, or biking. The more you move, the better you will feel, and your overall health will benefit. Let's get healthy, Jax. Go Jags.
Here, think you got the ugliest garage floor on the First Coast? Your garage a crack-stained, hot mess? Hold on to your squeegee. Checkmate Coatings is hunting for the worst garage floor out there. And the winner gets a free garage coating makeover. Whoa! Take 10 seconds, snap a pic of that garage eyesore, register at checkmatecoatings.com/contest for a chance to win a free floor coating. It's easy. Just snap a quick pic and enter for a chance to win at checkmatecoatings.com/contest. Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold's recently hit an all-time high at over $3,000 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar, or trade it in for a new piece and get even more at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
If you are an experienced electrician looking for your next big opportunity, look no further than the Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller Electric, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering you the chance to showcase your skills on a grand scale. We believe in rewarding hard work with the best pay, top-notch benefits, and an unbeatable culture where people actually care about each other. Take your career to new heights with Miller Electric Company. Apply today at millercareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
Denny Thompson here. Look, don't get left in the dark. We're all trying to reason with hurricane season, so at least be prepared. For top-of-the-line generators in Jacksonville, I turn to Tyson. Licensed pros at Tyson deliver reliable, whole-home standby generators and provide fast repair service. They even do custom installations for local businesses, so don't wait. Ensure seamless installation and peace of mind. Call Tyson now, 904-762-1000 for a free estimate on generator services. TysonInc.com.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Tired of wrestling with your shower curtain like it's a fight for the last slice of pizza? Ditch the drama and say hello to a smooth, stylish glass shower enclosure from Baker Glass. Wago Glass is clean, elegant, and makes your bathroom look huge and brighter. Give your shower a makeover and feel like you're in a spa without the price tag. I'm Mac at Baker Glass. Call me and get ready to love your new shower. Let's make your shower great again. Remember, Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
If you're tired of weekend projects turning into weekend disasters, you're not alone. Building a fence isn't as easy as it looks. And let's face it, your neighbor still hasn't fixed his lopsided masterpiece. But Superior Fence and Rail makes it easy. Highly trained professionals, top quality materials, and a fence you'll love for years to come. Skip the stress and call the pros today.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville, and Triumph has been a legend on-road. They've branched out to their off-road division as well. Give us the latest on what you can find on the asphalt.
They've got some great new products. They've got the Scrambler 400s you can get into for a little less than you might think. It's a great price point bike, but still a Triumph.
So affordability is also part of the equation.
It is, and it looks good, and it rides good.
CyclesofJacksonville.com, or check them out on their Facebook page. The showroom ready and waiting for you on Atlantic near Regency at Cycles of Jacksonville.
Say goodbye to glasses and contacts with customized vision treatments at Bowden Eye & Associates. Hey, Hicken here. Dr. Bowden and his expert team bring you all the latest options like Evo implantable Caliber lenses, refractive lens exchange, or traditional LASIK. Tailored just for you. Imagine waking up to clear vision. No hassle, no fuss. You ready to see the difference? Call now or visit BowdenEye.com for a free screening. Bowden Eye & Associates, keeping the First Coast focused.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
It's
Instant Keys saves the day if you have lost or broken keys. They can program new keys and remotes for nearly every make and model of vehicle at a fraction of the dealership cost. Fast, honest, and reliable locksmith service. Call 722-1111.
Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Hacker After Dark on 1010XL.
Halftime, Hacker After Dark, 1 hour down, 1 hour to go. We will take you up till 10 o'clock as we do every night right here on 1010XL and on 92.5 FM. A couple of pieces of business. We're about to hear from Jaguar tight end Brenton Strange as well. Number one, the Hacker Fantasy League is back. First time in 3 years. We're bringing the HFL out of its brief retirement. The draft is 3 weeks from tonight. As a matter of fact, Thursday night, August the 21st, over at Twin Peaks, which, of course, is at the Atlantic and Kernan intersection. Delicious food, great place, friendly staff. That is going to be a blast over there on Thursday night, August the 21st at Twin Peaks. It's 116-team league. If you think you're the best fantasy football player that listens to 1010XL, your chance to get in the 2025 HFL will start next week. But you better know what you're doing. 16-team leagues are no joke. You better have a pretty good grasp on fantasy football. But if you want to get in, your opportunity to get in will begin probably as early as next Monday. And tomorrow night, no Hacker After Dark because of the scrimmage. I'll be down at Everbank Stadium tomorrow for the scrimmage. So no Hacker After Dark tomorrow, but we will be back with you on Monday for a full week here on Hacker After Dark, leading up to the Jaguar preseason opener, which, of course, is Saturday, August the 9th. Will Brenton Strange play in that game? We'll see. He is the starting tight end for the Jacksonville Jaguars. A lot of faith put in Brenton Strange after they released Evan Ingram. On Tuesday at the Miller Electric Center, I had the opportunity to catch up with Brenton Strange following practice. Here's that conversation on Hacker After Dark. All right, Jaguars wrapping up practice today at the Miller Electric Center, right here with Jaguar tight end Brenton Strange. Brenton, how'd it go out there today?
Went good, but always looking for things to improve on, always looking for ways to get better. I like the way that we're trending towards right now, but just trying to put one step in front of the other and keep going every day. Full pads today, obviously the physicality. Do you like what you see out there from the guys? Yeah, but like I said, we always want to get better. We always want to find ways to get better. So every day it's just trying to find that 1% so we can be where we want to be first game of the year. The offseason for the fans was crazy. So many guys coming, so many guys going. For a guy like you, your teammates coming, new teammates arriving. What was it like to see the roster turnover this offseason? None of that's kind of above what I do. I just come out here every day and whatever the coaches ask me to do, that's what I do. So whoever they put on the field, that's who we go out and we'll go to war with. So obviously I'm excited with the guys that they brought in. It's a lot of good talent, and we're going to have a great year. I want to ask you about the staff in a moment, but obviously parting ways with Evan, you're now presumably the guy at tight end. What did that mean to you that the team showed that to you? It meant a lot, but I'm going to come out here every day and prove and show them why they think that, So it's just about coming out here every single day and putting one foot in front of the other. That's my only message to myself every single day. Don't focus on anything else. Do what I've always been doing. God put me here for a reason, so I'm just going to go out and do what I do. A couple of more for Jaguar tight end Brenton Strange. Liam Cohen, we hear so much about the offense. First off, what do you think about Liam Cohen himself? Have you enjoyed getting to know him? Yeah, I've enjoyed getting to know him a lot. It's pretty cool to just go up to him and have regular conversations with him, not even ball, to have that personable side to him and being able to talk to him. And that only makes the players want to go harder for him when you have that special connection with your coach. And obviously the football aspect of it's great. He does a lot of good things for our offense and creates matchups and a lot of things for us. So I'm excited for the season. Along those lines, not to give anything away, but will it be obvious to the casual fan on Sunday the difference in the offense from what was run here the last couple of years to Liam Cohen's system? Will fans notice a difference? I think it'll be different for sure. Like I said, it's more of a matchup thing, just creating your matchups every single week, finding who you want to go up against, and yeah.
As we begin to wrap up, the offense in general, you, BTJ, obviously Travis Hunter, Diami, the running game, a lot of talent on this offense. Do you guys feel that in the meeting rooms? Are you excited what this year may bring?
Yeah, we know what we have, and it's about just coming out here right now and being where our feet are, putting in the work each and every day. So we do that, and we'll be exactly who we want to be and get to where we want to get.
Final question. Fans have kind of lumped you and Tank Bigsby together. You were in the same draft class. Now you're both coming into year 3. Obviously, it appears both of you guys are going to have very much expanded roles this year. What is the dynamic from where you are now to where you were, say, 24 months ago? How has your game changed?
It's changed a lot. I think I've always been a versatile player, but just the things that I've wanted to get better at, I've spent a lot of time in the offseason working on those, and whether that's route running or my feet in the run game, whatever it is, I've grown so much. Even my body and my spiritual, my mental, everything about me's changed in 24 months since I've gotten here. So I'm super excited. I've been working in the dark for a really long time, and I'm ready to show what I can do.
Brenton, really appreciate the time.
Yep, appreciate it.
There you go, Brenton Strange. I had the opportunity to catch up with him on Tuesday down at the Miller Electric Center. Again, I'm excited for what Brenton Strange could become, and he is clearly the guy at tight end. You know, there's a lot of position battles for some starting spots, some playing time. Make no mistake about what's going on at the tight end room here in Jacksonville. That is Brenton Strange's job. Now, Hunter Long, Johnny Munt, potentially Quentin Morris. We'll see how it shakes out behind Brenton Strange, but he is clearly tied in number 1 on this roster. A lot more Jaguar talk to come as the evening progresses. Of course, we'll still stay hot on the Jaguars tomorrow, the scrimmage down at the stadium as well. Some college football talk coming up with Brent Beard. You see him locally on First Coast News. You also get him weekly right here on Hacker After Dark. Florida, Florida State, Georgia, and Miami have all started camp. We will talk about all of those, the Gators, the Seminoles, the Bulldogs, and the Hurricanes with my buddy Brent Beard. That does come up in less than 15 minutes. And my pal Marty Lee, 28 years as the head coach of First Coast High School. He has retired from that position. He is still the athletic director at First Coast High School. But Marty's going to join me hopefully periodically this year to talk a little high school football with us. The festivities for high school football get underway tomorrow with the Baker Sports High School Media Day down at the stadium. I don't even know what year this is for that event. It's got to be getting close to 15 years or so that we've been down there. It's a terrific event. Love it. You'll have 60-plus area schools in, coaches, players. We'll be down there doing interviews, talking to young men that are going to be performing under the Friday Night Lights. It will be our 19th year under the Friday Night Lights this year on Friday, August the 22nd. And the cool thing for me is that I get to welcome in a new co-host to that show. I've had many co-hosts over the years on that program, and the co-host this year is going to be one that's pretty close to me right now, as a matter of fact. Denmark, are you fired up to be under the Friday Night Lights with me this year, my friend?
Yeah, let's just hope I don't get fired like everybody else.
Well, not a lot of people got fired.
No.
Some others moved on and whatnot. But no, I think, when I was asked who I wanted to be the co-host, because Andrew Gibson does a lot more stuff in the sales department now. You popped right to mind. High school football, you talk about your wheelhouse. Obviously, you're on the Baldwin coaching staff. You eat, sleep, and breathe high school athletics. I thought you were the perfect guy. So that'll be fun. Year 19 under the Friday Night Lights, and me and you will have it every Friday.
Yeah, we're going into, it's crazy to say year 5 for coaching for me. We started camp Monday, and Kickoff Classic is 2 weeks from tomorrow. So it's football is here, man. I mean, I know people talk about, the NFL preseason and college ball. Football starts at high school, and then it all matriculates from there.
Yeah, the preseason jamborees, as you mentioned, 2 weeks from tomorrow, and week 1 of the regular season, 3 weeks from tomorrow, and that will be our first night, Friday night, August the 22nd, our 19th year of the Friday Night Lights postgame. Quickly, I looked at the 247.com player rankings. Boy, they're littered with Mandarin and Bowles players. It appears on paper Denmark, Mandarin, and Bowles are going to be very, very good this year.
Yeah, Bowles has pretty much a lot of time coming back. Mandarin, lost Jamie French and the quarterback Tramel Jones, and the safety Stubbs and Reigns is loaded up again too. So nothing's new around high school football. The good teams that have been good in the past 10 years are good again this year, and hopefully one of them can bring it home a state title in December this year.
Yeah, we'll introduce you to some of the new coaches, the players, and all the good stuff tomorrow down at the Baker Sports High School Media Day. Coming up next, my buddy Brent Beard. He'll be down at the Baker Sports High School Media Day tomorrow. But for these purposes, we're going to talk about the college gridiron. Florida, Florida State, Georgia, Miami are all in camp. Let's talk about all of them. My buddy Brent Beard, you see him on First Coast News. You also get him weekly right here on Hacker After Dark. He joins me next on a Thursday night here in Jacksonville, Florida. We're glad you're with us on 1010XL, 92.5 FM. It's Hacker After Dark.
Get loose in the corner and tight on the straightaway.
That two-car was all over the place.
Sunday at Iowa Speedway.
What'll he do?
Powered by the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234. From the station with the most horsepower, 1010XL.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Got a clogged drain that just won't quit? It's time to bring in the pros. Duck Duck Rooter.
I called Duck Duck Rooter for a clogged kitchen drain. They showed up fast and had it cleared in no time. No mess, no stress.
We've seen it all. Grease clogs, hairballs, mystery goo from the deep. Whatever's blocking your pipes, we'll get it flowing again. Call 904-862-6769 now to schedule your drain cleaning service. That's 904-862-6769 or online at duckduckrooter.com. When you're stuck, call the duck.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialist is now offering ortho walk-in appointments. If you have an immediate need for orthopedic care, contact Southeast Orthopedic Specialist immediately. Avoid ERs and urgent care waiting rooms. For more information, go to se-ortho.com.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Collisions happen on every play in football. Collisions also happen every day on the road. If you need auto body repair, from a $30 job to a $30,000 job, trust San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
This Day in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On July 28, 1993, Ken Griffey Jr. became the third player to home run in 8 consecutive games. The first two, Dale Long and Don Mattingly.
Guys, want a golf course fairway quality lawn? TopDressing.com just landed in Jacksonville with the golf course secret for St. Augustine grass homeowners. A patented process that aerates and turns your turf into a fairway stunner. Serious golf course technology, but in your yard. Less water, tighter cuts, total neighborhood domination. No one else scores a perfect 10 lawn. Hit TopDressing.com now. You will own the block. Top dress your yard like the pros with TopDressing.com.
Football season is here, so I've got to get organized. Lauren Brooks here. Closets by Design creates custom storage for every space, lifestyle, and budget. From closets to garages to laundry rooms or entertainment centers, wherever that clutter has taken over. Call today to schedule a free in-home consultation and receive 40% off plus an additional 15% off with free installation. Yes, that's 40% off plus an additional 15% off this month only. Call 904-878-9393 or visit closetsbydesign.com.
Hey, Hickett here. Look, I love a great flash sale. National Carpet Cleaning Month is ending, but now Zero Res has carpet cleaning special for you. If you're at the beach, you got kids playing outside for the summer, graduation, whatever, get your carpets clean. Book this flash sale at ZeroResJacksonville.com or call 287-5727. Tell them Dan sent you. Flash sale ends this Thursday. Buy 2 rooms of carpet cleaning and get the 3rd room absolutely free. Zero Res, spell it backwards or forwards. It's the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. If you're dreaming of putting in a pool this year, choosing the right company is the most important decision you'll make. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build my pool, renovate my pool, and maintain my pool. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and they're still family owned. Call them today at 904-269-7277 or find them online at stanleypoolsfl.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
Tomorrow only, get cash for your precious metals, gold, silver, watches, and jewelry. Everything gets a look. Stop by the Roadshow USA buying event at the Spring Hill Suites on Bay Meadows Road. Mention 1010XL and get 20% extra.
At Cannons of Jacksonville, they know that when you're towing anything, you gotta have products you can rely on. With over 50 years of fabrication expertise, the family at Cannons can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Whether it's a heavy-duty hitch, trailer frame, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons will provide you with unmatched precision and durability. For all your towing needs, visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, another great guest on the Checkmate Coatings phone line. Hello. Your floor's missing piece.
Back here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM in the city of Jacksonville. We are glad you are with us. Late July, early August means college football, right? We are about 3.5 weeks away from the college football season kicking off, and camps are opening up all across the country. That, of course, means Athens, Miami, Tallahassee, and Gainesville. It is a great time of year, and I know a man that is very excited this time of year, my buddy Brent Beard. You see him locally on First Coast News, and you get him weekly right here on Hacker After Dark. Mr. Beard, how are you, sir?
Well, I'm excited about camp opening for all the schools, and it's not going to all be happening in one day. It would be spread across the week, but and they all get their same amount of practices in. So just because you start on a Friday instead of a Monday doesn't really mean anything, but it is always exciting to see camp start, and you kind of see how these teams are built and where they go from there. So it's a great time of year, I guess.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. I want to talk about the 4 local schools that we cover. Let's begin with Florida, year number 4 for Billy Napier. Starting out with a little bit of an issue, right? The shoulder for DJ Lagway in the spring. We thought that was behind him and that he was doing well. And then lo and behold, reports come out this past weekend, Brent, of a walking boot. I know Billy Napier addressed it earlier this week, saying Lagway is, quote, day to day, saying that he's a week into whatever injury he suffered. But look, I mean, I've heard calf, right? And the mind wanders when you saw Tyrese Halliburton in the NBA Finals had a calf, and that turned into an Achilles. I mean, how concerned should Gator fans be about this?
Well, I mean, you've got to be somewhat concerned with it. There's no doubt about that. Now, what it will do is to give some of the backups some time, which is probably a pretty good thing, too. But you want your guy out there as soon as possible. And, look, the good thing for them this year compared to last year is they began the season with Miami. They certainly don't begin the season with Miami in the first 2 weeks. So that, frankly, is a good thing. But the reality is, then you really get going with this foursome of LSU and Miami, and then you got a week off. And you got Texas and Texas A&M. So the reality is, he really has to be up and going strongly by certainly by week 3 when they go to LSU.
September 13th. That's the date that you need DJ Lagway, with all due respect to our USF alumni here in Northeast Florida. All right, so DJ Lagway, the hamstring last year, the shoulder this spring. Now all of a sudden he's in a walking boot as fall camp opens. Whether it's fair or not, Brent, is there a conversation now that we're getting the injury-prone label for DJ Lagway?
Well, it probably is not fair, but when you look at what is going on, it really probably would be. I mean, he has had, and it's not even the same injury, is it, Hack? It's a different. It's a different injury, shoulder, calf. He's had about 4 of them by now, and that is beginning to be a problem now. Hopefully he will be fine soon, but you also need your guy to work on things, and he will be extremely limited in what he can do. I think that's an issue too. But fortunately, the first 2 games, and again, I'm with you on USF. They can be a problem, and they've got to be careful there. But at the same time, the sooner they get him back, the better they're going to be.
You see Brent Beard on First Coast News. You also get him weekly right here on Hacker After Dark. That's the Gator story. The big story as they open camp is the health status of DJ Lagway. The big story is Florida State enters camp is recovering from the nightmare that was 2024. And Brent, I thought it was interesting. I had Ira Schofel of warchant.com on earlier this week, and Ira is as connected to that program as anybody and has been for decades. I asked him flat out, 6-6, 7-5, would Norvell be safe? Because that would be a massive improvement off of 2-10. And Ira wasn't so sure if 6-6 and 7-5 would cut it. That really surprised me. What's your thought on Norvell entering the year?
The 2 things that he either has going for him or he doesn't would be Thomas Castellanos, who at one point at Boston College became the first player in their history to record 2,000 yards passing and 1,000 yards rushing. But the reality is he got in trouble with the coaches last year, and they didn't like some things, so he was benched half the year. So he has a new attitude and is coming in, has already made some bold claims about the Alabama game. But they've also got Squirrel White coming in from Tennessee, and he is still in rehab mode, frankly, on the offensive line. They had 9 different starting offensive line sets in 12 games last year, so that was just simply a disaster in a lot of ways. Much work to do. Gus Malzahn is the new offensive coordinator. Things did not work, or at least they didn't work for a while at UCF, so he's a new school. But look, they really cannot put all their eggs in the Alabama basket. I mean, they certainly don't need to get blown out, but they've got a schedule to where they could end up being 8-4-ish, something like that. I know that doesn't pay off for FSU fans, but compared to last year, it would.
No, there's no doubt. And the 4 games, I mean, Alabama, Clemson, Miami, and Florida, those are likely to be problems. But the other 8, right, they should probably be the favorites in at least 7 of them. We'll see what happens when they go to Raleigh to play NC State. And quickly, Ira's logic on Norvell and his future was, yeah, you go from 2-10 to 6-6. That's a massive improvement, obviously. But Norvell did not inherit 2-10.
No,
Norvell was 2-10 in year 5, right? It was his mess that got him to 2-10, which is why maybe 6-6 or even 7-5 might still put him in trouble this year.
Well, and I'm not sure yet that Thomas Castellanos is the answer. That is a problem for them right now. Until they are able to prove that, and hopefully they can have some magic. But I do think the line of scrimmage will determine a lot of their season, and if they can prevent what they did last year with having 9 different starting offensive lines in 12 games, that would help them immensely.
Couple of more for Brent Beard. You see him locally on First Coast News. You also get him weekly right here on Hacker After Dark. Brent, let's go to Miami. Carson Beck is in as the Hurricanes starting quarterback. A lot of expectations. A revamped defensive staff as well, because obviously the defense completely let Miami down last year. And as you and I have talked about this offseason, man, we're going to know quick with games against Notre Dame and Florida in the first month of the year. We're going to know where Miami is right out of the gate.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Now, a lot of eyes are going to be on, obviously, Carson Beck, who we think's making $4 million a year, 24-3 as a starter at Georgia. The group that I'm more concerned about is the defense. Corey Heatherman comes in as a new D coordinator. Hopefully, he's got talent on that team. There are names that a lot of people don't know yet, but they will. The offensive line is going to be one of the better offensive lines Miami's had in a while. They've got 4 starters back, and they've got a veteran in James Brockemeyer from TCU who's going to come in and help them. So, look, I think they will be pretty good offensively. I mean, Beck is a good quarterback. I'm not sure he's a great quarterback yet, but we will see if he's overcome the injury. But I think there's more promise on the offensive line, and you're right. Early September game is going to be huge for them.
You know, last year this time there were questions about Mario Cristobal down there. Now, they did win 10 games. Clearly, though, the end of the season was a disappointment. And you know how the expectations are with Miami, particularly their alumni. Cristobal's safe right now, but boy, if they lose to Notre Dame and Florida, he's going to be right back in the firing squad, is he not?
Oh, yeah, he very well could be. The thing with Cristobal that really is disturbing is not so much that he loses to Notre Dame and to a Florida. I think as much as it is that they will lose a game like they did last year in November, that no one is expecting them to lose. So, I mean, they were on the fast track to the playoffs. Hank, you remember that? I mean, they came from behind. They played well, but then they got to November and just bottomed out, losing like 2 out of 3. So that to me is what they've got to beware of and keep from happening, is just losing any momentum they had toward the end of the season.
Final moments with Brent Beard. Brent, let's go to Athens. The Georgia Bulldogs are set to open camp as well. Gunnar Stockton is the guy up there replacing Carson Beck. Now, we saw Gunnar Stockton for about, the last 6 quarters or so at the end of last year. Like we talked about at points this summer, Georgia, for their standards, might be a little bit under the radar, right? A lot of people are talking up Texas and LSU and Clemson. Look, Georgia just lying in the weeds. I imagine from that standpoint, Kirby Smart's got to be pretty excited about that.
I think he probably would be too. They like really their team and where they're going. Now, Carson Beck obviously is going, as you mentioned. But look, they've got some guys who have been very impressive. Josh McCray at 240 pounds is their running back. Compliment to Nate Frazier. Zachariah Branch, is he going to be better than he was at USC? I think that's going to be important. He was okay at USC, but he was not really what they were looking for. Jaden Reddle, another one of their tight ends, they like him with Oscar Delp and Lawson Lucky. Daniel Calhoun on the offensive line is a guy that they like too. But look, there's a lot to like about this team in the beginning, Hack. And I think they're going to be okay. But they've also got Tennessee and Alabama in the month of September, and that's going to tell you a lot about where this team is going to.
That seems to be a common theme with every team we talk about. It's not easing into the season anymore. Everybody's got gigantic ball games either in late August or in the month of September. Brent, leave us with this. I know you're excited about college football. I'm excited about college football, but I know you and I are both very big under the Friday Night Lights as well. I got year 19, if you can believe that, Brent. Year 19 of the Friday Night Lights postgame comes up this year on 1010XL and on 92.5 FM. And on Friday, we'll be down at High School Media Day down at the stadium downtown. What an awesome, awesome event that is, really, to kick off the high school football season.
It is, and I hope people pay attention to where we're going with the high schools this year. It's great to be able to see the excitement of the players and the coaches. I mean, frankly, they're getting started this week, and at least we'll have some practices. We'll know more when they show up. But look, that is a great event. We always enjoy going to it. It's always good to catch up with you while we are there. But there in the high school start even a week or so before the colleges do. So that makes it really exciting around here, to say the least.
No, there's no doubt. And you know, they start the preseason jamborees, if you will. I think they're still called that. The kickoff classics are the 15th. Week one of the regular season is the 22nd. And look, here locally, I mean, you look at a team like Bowles, they got all sorts of talent again. Naheem Burrows going to Clemson. Caldwell, the stud on defense, is going to Ohio State. You got a St. Augustine wide receiver that just committed to Miami. There's no doubt the talent is everywhere. And out in your parts in Clay County, I imagine they're very excited about what's going on with Oakleaf, Fleming Island, all those schools out there.
In Middleburg, too. Middleburg's had a 2 or 3 year run in the playoffs themselves, so they're quite excited about that. Clay's got a new guy. Fleming Island, Tom McPherson is taking over at Fleming Island, which is exciting to see where that's going to go. Tom has always done a good job wherever he's going, well known around here. But you're right that there still is nothing any more exciting to some degree than seeing the high schools begin.
You see Brent Beard on First Coast News. You also get him weekly right here on Hacker After Dark. Brent, enjoyed the conversation. I'll see you Friday down there at High School Media Day.
Can't wait, my friend, and it's exciting that we are a few weeks away from games, too.
Sunshine.
I'm talking about the beach.
And sports talk.
This is what I'm talking about.
Living, loving life in the 904.
Oh, yes.
1010XL.
Blue here for the Blue Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Jewington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House. Let's get the work done.
Training camp is here.
Up, quick feet.
1010XL's training camp coverage is backed by Roland Reach Plumbing and Green Acres Sporting Goods.
Go, here we go. Let's go. It's live now. Let's go.
Summer's calling, and Jenkins Hyundai of Jacksonville is ready to answer. Cruise through sun-filled days in a stylish new Tucson, pack the family into a spacious Santa Fe, or explore our selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. Find hot deals on Hyundais backed by our exclusive nationwide lifetime warranty. Jenkins Hyundai of Jacksonville.com. Visit us on Atlantic Boulevard. For all life's journeys, Jenkins Hyundai of Jacksonville is here. Welcome to the family. Offer subject to change. See dealer for details.
Hey everybody, it's Mike Dempsey, and I only like to recommend the best, which is why I'm proud to say that I chose Pella Windows and Doors for my own home. And now's a great time to upgrade your home with 0% financing for 60 months. That's 5 years of interest-free payments on the best windows and doors in the business. Don't wait. Schedule a free consultation at PellaJacks.com or visit their showroom on Phillips Highway just north of Bay Meadows. For quality you can trust and savings you can't miss, that's Pella Windows and Doors.
Get more Gators with Dan Hickett and me, Frank Frangie, on all things Gators on 1010XL Gators Podcast, with new episodes every Monday, brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, wherever you find podcasts and at 1010XL.com.
Hurricane season on the First Coast can leave you in the dark, so why not get a head start on storm season with a home generator system from American Electrical? They've sold and installed more generators in Jacksonville than any other company around, with scores of whole home generator installations throughout North Florida. That's right, American Electrical has been installing and repairing thousands of generators for over a decade in Duval. Keep your loved ones and property protected. Log on to American-Electrical.com and see how they can help you.
Hey, Hickett here. Think you got the ugliest garage floor on the First Coast? Your garage a crack-stained hot mess? Hold on to your squeegee. Checkmate Coatings is hunting for the worst garage floor out there. And the winner gets a free garage coating makeover. Whoa! Take 10 seconds. Snap a pic of that garage eyesore. Register at checkmatecoatings.com/contests for a chance to win a free floor coating. It's easy. Just snap a quick pic and enter for a chance to win at checkmatecoatings.com/contest. Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold's recently hit an all-time high at over $3,000 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar, or trade it in for a new piece and get even more at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Yo, E.T. here, and I need you to beat the heat this summer with cool escapes and non-stop fun in Clay County. Tackle indoor adventures head on. Throw axes at Live by Axe or smash your stress away at Just Smash That. Then kick back with drinks, good food, and fandom vibes at Nakama Anime Bar or Leaderboard Arcade and Bar. Whether you're blowing off steam or just looking to chill, Clay County got your perfect indoor getaway. Find your cool at exploreclay.com. That's exploreclay.com.
I used to dread going to the dentist. Every visit felt like a sales pitch with constant upselling, surprise fees on my bill, and I could never get in when I needed to. But Harbor Dental Care? Totally different. They saw me the next day, gave me honest pricing up front, and even set me up with a payment plan I could actually afford. No pressure, no surprise charges, just kind people who get it. If you want to experience dentistry the way it should be, book your appointment today at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
Denny Thompson here. Look, don't get left in the dark. We're all trying to reason with hurricane season, so at least be prepared. For top-of-the-line generators in Jacksonville, I turn to Tyson. Licensed pros at Tyson deliver reliable, whole-home standby generators and provide fast repair service. They even do custom installations for local businesses, so don't wait. Ensure seamless installation and peace of mind. Call Tyson now, 904-762-1000 for a free estimate on generator services. TysonInc.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Now the cool down with Donovan Air, Electric and Plumbing. Keeping Jack's cool since 87.
Back here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM in the city of Jacksonville. We are glad you are with us. Jaguar training camp going on. They got a scrimmage in the stadium tomorrow night. College camps have opened up as well. And the high school folks are also underway. In fact, we got high school media day tomorrow morning down at Everbank Stadium. Let's talk about the high school ranks. Let's talk about some of the better teams and the better prospects coming into 2025. And let's do that with a man that was a long-time head coach here in Northeast Florida, my buddy Marty Lee. 28 years as the head coach of First Coast. He is retired from that position. He is still, however, the athletic director at First Coast High School, and Coach Lee is always kind enough to join us here on Hacker After Dark. Coach, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Hack, man. I'm doing real good, enjoying the summer. It's a little bit different, not being out in that heat every day, but, Jarvis is doing a great job, and I'm excited for the upcoming year.
I know this is something, Coach, that you and I had talked about in previous years, obviously 28 years on the sidelines at First Coast High School. Why was now the right time for you to retire from the coaching ranks?
Well, the one thing I wanted to do is make sure that we had the right guy in place. And Jarvis has been with me for 16 years, and he knows the kids, he knows the community, and I felt it was the right time. You know, this is my last year on drop here in Duval County, and I get to oversee, you know, what he's doing, and he's good and young for the kids, and I'm just excited to see where our program's, you know, headed. You know, we got back into the playoffs. We've been in the playoffs 2 of the last 3 years, and I just think the program's in good hands right now, and I'm excited for it.
Coach is going to be joining us some this year to give his thoughts on the area high school football. And, Coach, let's begin there. Kind of a broad overview. I can't even begin to imagine how different the high school game is now compared to when you took over First Coast High School there in the late 90s.
Oh, it's totally changed, Hack. I mean, you know, Hacker, I saw an article the other day by the Times Union. There were 25 top players that transferred to different schools, and that's just the top 25 players. I mean, it's amazing how many kids are going from school A to school B. It is a rarity to find a kid that stays all 4 years at one school. You know, you look at like what Derrick Henry did at Yulee, you know, what DeAndre Johnson did at First Coast. You don't see that anymore. And I mean, it's hard to keep up with it. We know the college landscape has changed. Let me tell you something. High school landscape is definitely changing, and it's a different time, that's for sure.
Marty Lee was the head coach at First Coast High School for 28 years. He is still the athletic director out there for the Buccaneers, and he's with us here on 1010XL in Jacksonville. Coach, is it a good thing what the high school game has become with all the transfers and whatnot? Do you enjoy it, or is it something you'd like to see go back to the way it was maybe a decade or so ago?
Oh, it needs to go back. I mean, there's no more loyalty. You know, I see kids get on social media and they thank the coach and the school. And then that being said, I'm taking my talents to another school. You know, there's a lot to say about the camaraderie, the character, the team building, and a lot of that's gone. And a lot of times the guys just think that, you know, you know, what's the word I like to say is that the prize is bigger somewhere else. And people dangle carrots in front of these kids, and they tell these kids a lot of things. There's a lot of things that needs to be changed about high school sports, but it's tough to, you know, to see what's happening in sports today. That's for sure. And I wish it would go back. You know, it just builds a sense of pride that you have a kid that builds in your program. And I understand there's some situations that do call for a new change for a young man. That I do understand. But a kid, a school, which I won't say right now, their AD told me this kid has been to 8 schools in 4 years.
Wow. 8
schools. Think about that. I mean, that's a lot to say about a young man. And then, again, you know, you think about it, is it the program that's in problems, or is it that young man? Those are things that we need to talk about during the season as we go along.
And we'll get into the 2025 campaign in a moment, but you've piqued my curiosity, Coach. I mean, you look on the college basketball ranks, guys like Coach K, Roy Williams, Jim Boeheim, Jay Wright, they all got out at roughly the same time, and the thought was, well, maybe the, quote, old guard doesn't want to deal with NIL and the portal and all that. Well, you look here locally. You, Kevin Sullivan a few years before you, Daryl Sutherland there at Bartram, a lot of the guys that have been in this area forever as head coaches have retired for one reason or another. Not to necessarily speak for those gentlemen, but for speaking for yourself, did that have something to do with your decision?
Oh, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. I mean, it's tough when you have parents calling and wanting to know how much playing time your kid's going to get. And basically, are you going to guarantee this? It's kind of what Nick Saban said, you know, when he got back from the playoffs the next day, you know, that Monday, there were kids coming into his office wanting to know how much NIL money we're going to make, how much playing time. And that should not factor into what needs to be done. You earn the playing time between the lines. That's where you earn how to get on the field. that did play a part in me, stepping aside. And I know it's difficult right now. You look at Berlin Dormady; he's the longest-lasting coach at Trinity, and then you look at the rest of it. It's very difficult to find a coach that stays a long period of time. I was blessed to be able to do that at First Coast High School. But it is definitely something that we need to look into. And then you hear about what happened with Teddy over there at Northwestern High School, and now they're telling the FHSA to look into their policies. And so those things right there are things that we really need to look at.
Marty Wee, the athletic director of First Coast High School, with us here on 1010XL. Yeah, you mentioned Teddy Bridgewater. That was certainly a situation that was very interesting down in the Miami area. Coach, you told me something on the phone earlier this week that you said you hadn't seen in almost 3 decades as a coach. This heat and this weather here as practice gets underway. I guess now there are times where you only can practice in the morning in Duval County, or in the evening you cannot practice at all from, say, 11 in the morning to 7 at night. And you said you've never seen anything like this in your 30 years on the sideline.
Never have I seen anything like it. I was out this morning. We were, doing some stuff on the lawnmowers, and just 1 hour from 7:30 to 8:30, I was drenched. I mean, it's amazing how hot it is. And right now in Duval County, it's from 11 a.m., like you said, to 7 p.m. They got to stay off the field for the rest of this week, and then we're going to have to see what happens next week. I mean, the heat does play a major factor in what we're doing, and a lot of the schools don't have the resources like the Jaguars have. You don't have all those resources, so you definitely have to take the kid and make sure that his safety is the number one priority. And it's not just football. It's all sports right now in Duval County and all activities. And so, again, the kid is the number one priority and always should be.
Preseason kickoffs are 2 weeks away. Week 1 of the regular season, 3 weeks away. Is the altering of the practice schedule because of the heat, will that have an effect on teams early in the season?
No, I don't think so. I mean, if you manage it the way you should, and you should be okay. You just got to, again, make sure you've got your wet bulb. You make sure you checking the temperature. Make sure you got your cold tubs. Make sure that the kids are hydrated. Make sure that at least 15 to 20 minutes that you're taking water breaks, and that you're having places where they can cool down. As long as you're doing that, I don't think it will affect us at the beginning of the year. Now, if the weather continues, we may have to push back the start times on some of our games for the safety of the kids.
Coach, as we look around, again, High School Media Day tomorrow in Duval County. Let's begin there. Boy, on paper, it looks like Bowles and Mandarin are just going to be absolutely incredible. Mandarin's got, I don't even know how many Division I guys. Bowles has quite a few as well. Do you think Bowles and Mandarin in Duval County are the two best teams coming into the year?
I do. I believe that. Raines High School is definitely a team that you've got to consider, up there with those two schools. They've got great talent. All those places have very good coaches. The biggest problem that North Florida has, Hacker, is when we go down South Florida. And I think Raines playing the first game of the season against Miami Central is a great test, because we don't see that type of competition here in North Florida. And that's just the truth. And you're going to win these state championship games in the trenches. A lot of people think it's all the skilled people, but it's the trenches that make a difference. And both of those two schools, Mandarin and Bowles, are very deep when it comes to the interior line and the rotation that they're able to do. A lot of the schools in this town, they have some good ball players on both sides of the ball. They just don't have the depth. And I think if I was looking at Raines, that would probably be my question mark right now with Raines, is their interior line. They definitely got the skilled people, but Bowles and Mandarin do have a good shot, except the difference is that Mandarin's classification puts him a little bit against the 8 ball, a little bit different than Bowles. We know Bowles has to face when they get down to the semifinals of state championship games. And a lot of people don't understand classification makes a huge difference when it comes to making the playoffs and advancing in the playoffs. So you take, for example, Raines High School doesn't have to leave the Jacksonville area until the Final Four.
Mm-hmm.
Mandarin has to travel right off the bat. So it makes a difference for sure.
Final moments with Marty Lee, the athletic director at First Coast. Of course, he was the head football coach over there for the last 28 years. You look around the listening area, whether it's St. Johns County, Baker, Bradford, Nassau, wherever you want to go, Coach. St. Augustine under Brian Braddock, we know they'll be very good. But you look at a lot of those teams in St. Johns County. Nice has been very good. And the two young schools, if you will, Tucoy Creek and Beachside, have also gotten very competitive very quickly.
Yeah, it's funny to see what Tucoy Creek's going to do with a new coach. I don't think they were expecting to have a new coach after just 2 years, but they've got a good young program there. You look and see what Nice did last year, what Ponte Vedra's done, and hey, man, what Braddock does at St. Augustine. People don't realize that is a solid program and an outstanding head football coach. And he's going to be day in and day out. He's going to be very competitive. And so I'm excited to see where it's going to go. When me and you were talking about us doing some stuff this year, the one good thing that we're going to do about it is we're going to tell the truth. And we're going to ask some of the hard questions that nobody wants to ask, and we're going to get the answers for it.
No, and we certainly look forward to that. Look forward to you doing stuff not only here on Hacker After Dark, but we'll maybe even get you in studio a few Friday nights for the Friday Night Lights postgame this year. Coach, I guess one of the big stories to me out in Baker County, Kevin May's gone out there in Baker. We know how much they love their football. Jamie Rogers decided to remain at Bradford. What was your thought on that dynamic?
Well, Jamie's an outstanding coach, and what he's built over at Bradford is amazing, and it's tough to leave that. When you're in a situation when you have that support of the community, the administration, the school board, it's tough to leave that. And a lot of people don't realize that. I know Baker County's his home, and we've been friends a long time, but, the coach they've gotten there at Baker County is going to do a great job. That community loves football, and to see where those programs are, I kind of understood why Jamie stayed where he did. Now, Lake Butler, that's amazing story there. And that's something that is going to look forward to see what happens there. After the coach was dismissed, and there's still a lot of questions about what really happened. Because he did an outstanding job there at Union County, and I'm curious to see how that program's going to bounce from that.
Coach, as we wrap up, High School Media Day tomorrow, I know you'll be down there representing First Coast because, of course, you are still the athletic director. What a great event that Baker Sports has put on for, golly, over 15 years now, I believe. The Jaguars are obviously involved, as it will take place there at Everbank Stadium. That thing gets bigger and better every year, and Baker Sports and all the great sponsors of that event deserve a big pat on the back because it is an outstanding event that they put on.
You are absolutely correct. What Josh Baker has done for high school sports and does not want the credit for it. And he's an outstanding supporter of sports in this county, and what he's done with that show and you guys being involved in all the media, and these kids get that experience so that if they are able to go to the next level, they're used to it. And and the Jaguars opening up their facilities and letting us use it. It's an amazing event, and I know my kids every year look forward to it, and they look forward to the questions and the answers and seeing the other kids and and strutting around in their swag, and it's a great event. It is outstanding. There's no doubt about it. And I cannot thank Josh Baker enough for what he's done for sports in this county. And guys, I'm gonna tell you something. You got some sports needs, go see Josh Baker. He'll take care of you, that's for sure. That's my man.
Well, I'll tell you this, too. It always brings back memories for me. Like when I walk in there tomorrow, Derrick Henry was in there in a Ewing uniform once upon a time. Carson Beck was in there in a Mandarin uniform. DeAndre Johnson, your guy from First Coast. Look, the memories that you have when you walk in there, this thing has been going on so long. Joey Gatewood, another one at Bartram Trail. There have been some fantastic football players that have made their way through that media day.
Oh, and then you think about the coaches and the programs that they built, and then you just it's an exciting moment to be a high school athlete to do that. And then the great thing is now, not only do we do football in the fall, we now have the winter sports and we have the spring sports. So there's a lot of things that's been done for a lot. And the Jaguars, again, I can't say enough about what all they do for high school sports, and the recognition that they give the athletes and the coaches, players of the week, coaches of the week, and they donate money. Look what they just did to Terry Parker. They just gave Terry Parker brand new helmets and equipment, and God bless them for doing that. And whoever I'll keep my words to myself. Whoever stole that stuff to them in the spring, there's a special place for you too, and it ain't good.
Yeah, I totally agree. For people that don't know, Terry Parker had their equipment stolen, or a lot of it, out of their football facility, and the Jaguars really stepped up to the plate and helped those kids get that equipment, or get more equipment in to be able to use. And again, just a great gesture there by the Jaguars. It's always go ahead, Coach.
No, and look at that. Look at the Jags in the 14 and under national national champs, and for the NFL. And, buddy, what a catch that young man made from Mandarin.
Yeah, Bryson Wright. We had him down at Jaguar training camp earlier this week. He is an absolutely incredible talent. There is no doubt about that. Marty Lee, 28 years as the head coach of First Coast. He's now the athletic director, still at First Coast High School. Coach, appreciate it as always. We'll certainly do something as regular season week number 1 approaches. Thank you as always, my friend.
And I appreciate it, and I look forward to working with you guys. My wife said we need to come up with a little title, Inside the Lines with Coach Lee, but we're going to make sure that it's done right. And I'm looking forward to this coming season. And again, Hacker, I want to thank you for what all you do. I mean, you give up your Friday nights to come and just let some of these coaches and players get on the radio and express how they feel. And there's a lot of people that look forward to that show. And I'm just excited to be a part of it with you this year.
Well, I appreciate the kind words, Coach. I'll see you down there at Media Day tomorrow, my friend.
I appreciate it, man. And be safe out there in that heat, man. I know you got to go back out there tomorrow. You're double dipping. You're going to do the media day in the morning, and then you got to go do the scrimmage. But at least you're looking good and you're feeling good, and you kids just stay hydrated and you'll be okay, buddy.
And thank you to Marty Lee. Again, 28 years as the head coach of First Coast High School. He is now retired. He is still the athletic director over at First Coast. Really appreciate Marty joining me tonight to talk about some big topics coming into the high school football season. Again, High School Media Day down at the stadium tomorrow morning. Boy, we'll have probably 60-plus schools there from all over the listening area, head coaches, players. We'll get a lot of interviews there for you. Looking forward to that. Always one of the great days of the year as we get ready for the Friday Night Lights. It'll be year 19 of the Friday Night Lights postgame this year on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Our first show will be Friday night, August the 22nd. That is week 1 of the high school football regular season. So we certainly spent some time on that. We spent some time in the college game as well, as Florida, Georgia, Florida State, and Miami have all opened up camp in their respective universities, and obviously spent a lot of time on the Jacksonville Jaguars, the scrimmage tomorrow night down at the stadium. Now, speaking of tomorrow night, no Hacker After Dark tomorrow night because we are going to air the scrimmage here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. So the next time I talk to you will be Monday evening, where we will have an awful lot to recap from the scrimmage. The Jaguars are also back on the practice field on Sunday, so we'll have a lot of stuff to go over when I rejoin you next Monday evening. Well, that will just about do it, man.